It's time to say and speak the truth about our own personal responsibilities. And it's time to point out that these pensioners, Negroes, they don't have the answer. You know, there's this boy named Eddie Glaude that's on MSNBC. And he's an African-American professor, African-American history, sociology professor at Princeton University, Eddie Glaude. He's a commentator on MSNBC. His hero, like my hero is Booker T. Washington, his hero is James Baldwin, a writer of some note, lived here in Harlem. If you read James Baldwin's first book, and I read it, Go Tell It on the Mountain. James Baldwin, and he was very young at the time, right? That's his first writing. He admits that he raped his brother. Now, James Baldwin's father was either Baptist or Pentecostal, I don't remember which, pastor, 132nd Street here in Harlem. And Baldwin and his younger brother slept in the same bed at night. And James Baldwin, raped and molested his young brother often, many times, as they slept in the bed at night. And the young brother couldn't do anything because he couldn't tell the father. He ain't gonna tell the father, you know, James is raping me every night. But James writes that in his book, he confesses it, that he's a rapist and a molester of his own brother. And then finally, after his father disavows him, and Harlem kicked him out, he runs over there to France, he and Josephine Baker, and tries to start a life over there in France where all the Moses is over there, and he learns to he personifies his homosexuality. It's sickening, James Baldwin. And yet that's Eddie Glaude's hero. Everywhere you look and see, they got books about James Baldwin. Still continuing to inculcate sexual molestation and male-to-male sex. That's one. And these people need to not be consulted anymore. Al Sharpton, CI7 snitch, federal snitch, and everybody knows it, posted in the New York Post and other places, that Al Sharpton was a drug dealer. And in order to get off, he snitched on other drug dealers here in New York. And now he is the heir apparent to Dr. Martin Luther King. Ain't that nothing? See who y'all are? Ain't that nothing? There's one other thing about this Eddie Glaude and some of the stuff I see going on with LGBTQ and Black Lives Matter. I just want to say it like it is, that these groups have raped our children. And they want to continue to rape our children. In fact, they're doing it. And somebody needs to stand up and tell people like Eddie Glaude, Liz Gunderson, and all the trannies, all the founders of Black Lives Matter, all transvestites, and all the people marching in the street. The men and women that died in Black Wall Street told me to tell y'all down there, go to hell. You don't represent them. You couldn't keep Harlem. And now you're going to talk about how atrocious it was, or what happened to us. And you just rolled over and gave Harlem to the sodomites. Go to hell. Go to hell. Another thing, you black men need to tell these other men to get their penis out your rectum. You understand that? Hey! Hey, black man! Stop letting that man put his penis in your rectum. You ain't no woman. Who bewitched you? Who told you? Why you let these white people tell you to roll over and take another man's penis up your rectum and call that liberation? The hell's wrong with you? And you women, stop sucking other women's tits. What's wrong with you? Letting these white people tell you that's what's going on and that's what you ought to be able to do. It's an abomination before God. Van Jones, Don Lemon, and all these public sellouts. It's a disgrace before God.